My husband abandoned me the day before our adoption was finalized. Now he's back and begging to be my family again. Brian and I had spent 2 years in the adoption process after finding out I couldn't have biological children. We'd finally been matched with a beautiful baby girl, and we were supposed to bring her home the next day. Then Brian sat me down and said he'd been lying to himself about being okay with adoption. "I need biological children, and I can't pretend anymore," he said while Sophia's picture sat on our coffee table. "I need to have real children, and you can't give me that." He said he'd already filed for divorce. I sobbed and begged until I lost my voice, but nothing would change his mind. The adoption agency called the next morning saying they couldn't place Sophia with a single mother when she was specifically matched with a stable 2-parent home. I lost my husband and my daughter in 24 hours. After the worst 6 months of my life, I found myself sitting in a different adoption agency filling out paperwork to become a single mother, while the caseworker asked if I was absolutely sure I wanted to do this alone. I told her I'd never been more sure of anything. She showed me profiles of kids in foster care who needed homes, and I stopped at a photo of a 7-year-old girl named Alina, whose bio said she liked painting and reading, but had trust issues from being bounced between 5 different homes. Something about her eyes looked exactly how I felt when Brian walked out, and I knew immediately she was meant to be my daughter. The first time I met Alina, she was sitting in the foster home's living room pretending to read while actually studying me to figure out if I was going to be just another person who disappointed her. She asked point blank why I wanted to adopt an older kid when everyone wanted babies, and I told her the truth. "So we're both rejects," she said, testing me to see if I'd get offended. "Exactly, which means we understand each other," I replied, and saw her smile for the first time. 3 months later, I was officially her mother, and we spent our first night eating ice cream for dinner, while she painted my nails and told me about all the houses that never felt like home. Within a year, she was calling me mom without me asking while I helped her with homework and braided her hair for dance recitals. We had inside jokes and Saturday morning pancake traditions and everything I thought I'd lost forever. She still had nightmares sometimes, and there were days when she tested every boundary to see if I'd send her back, but her therapist said she'd never seen a kid bounce back so fast. I wanted to tell her it was because we were healing each other, but that sounded too cheesy even if it was true. Then Brian showed up at Alina's school play where she was playing the lead role, and I nearly dropped my phone because how the hell did he even know about this? He was standing in the back of the auditorium looking like absolute hell with wrinkled clothes and greasy hair, while I spent the entire performance trying to figure out if I was hallucinating from stress. After Alina's standing ovation, he cornered me in the lobby while she was taking pictures with her friends, and I immediately asked how he found us. "Your sister felt bad for me and told me about the play," he said with bloodshot eyes that kept darting to where Alina was laughing with her theater friends. "She said you have this whole beautiful life now with your daughter while I'm 43 living in a 1-bedroom apartment eating cereal for dinner, because I can't even cook pasta without burning it." The whiskey on his breath at 2 in the afternoon made me step back, but he kept talking about how he'd tried dating, but every woman ran when he told them he abandoned his wife during an adoption. "The ones who stayed only wanted my money, which is mostly gone now from spending everything on fertility treatments with my ex-girlfriend who dumped me when they didn't work," he said, laughing bitterly. "I made the biggest mistake of my life leaving you. I'm so alone that I talk to Uber drivers just to hear another human voice,